Hello, hello, and welcome back to another moon ceremony. I am Safrianna Lughna, the queer spirit guide. And as always, it is a joy to be here with you. Um, it's been a wild ride of several months, it's felt like. And these last few weeks have really built into something just absolutely indescribable. I'm hoping it's really shifting towards joy and all the things that this Sagittarius full moon brings to us. But I know it feels a little strange and dire for many of us right now. So I just want to send out big hugs of solidarity to everybody who is alive at this point in time and maybe struggling with some of the things that they're seeing. I just want to acknowledge that as we dive in tonight. So, welcome back. Good to see you, Dory. If you are catching this live, please feel free at any point to say hi in the chat. I'm always paying attention. And, feel free to let me know how you're doing. Drop a word that describes this energy in the chat if you'd like. For me, it's been clarifying these past few weeks building up to this full moon. It has been really rebirthing in many ways. I just had my birthday. So it's been a time of a lot of deep contemplation for me. So just in case, as people are hopping in live here tonight, if this is your first time, I am Safrianna Lughna, the Queer Spirit Guide. I am a trauma therapist turned transformational mentor, and I host these little moon ceremonies so that we all have an opportunity to tune in to our energy and be with what is, and check in with ourselves. So all you need for these is a notebook if you're a person that likes to jot down notes, because we do set some intentions. I'm going to do just a little energy update. We'll set some intentions, we'll clear the energy, then we'll go in with a little guided visualization, and we'll round out by me pulling some cards for the collective. So let's officially open and dive in. So as I mentioned, for me, this energy has been pretty clarifying. It's brought a lot of ideas forward. This Sagittarius energy is, of course, inviting us into that creative spark of fire energy within us and inviting us to tune into play and creativity. And there is a lot of potential here. This is also our full moon just before we move into the time of summer solstice, at least here in the Northern Hemisphere where I'm at. And so it is a time of building energy, building towards that abundance, that greatest energy of life, the highest energy of life imaginable, right? It's like the peak of summer. And so we're right there on the cusp of that. And Sagittarius is really inviting us to play. So there's a lot of good, juicy stuff to work with here. But a lot of us are also going through times of great change, of shifting, of even some personal turmoil, relational changes, renegotiating boundaries, lots of things that are coming up. Yeah, I see. I was forced into resting a lot these past few weeks, and as of Monday my energy is finally shifting and returning. Yeah, that's a lot of what I'm hearing, is that we are shifting into the energy opening back up again. Again, as I mentioned, it was just my birthday, and during my birthday week, like leading up to it and even a few days after, I felt like I was being rebirthed. And it feels like there's been something here in this point in time where many people are experiencing this sense of rebirth, which just, I don't know, it feels like it makes sense right now in a way with everything that's happening and all of the collective things that are rising to the surface. So again, with this being a Sagittarius full moon, we're being called to really consider, what is our next level of play? What is our next level of enjoyment and fun? And how do we ignite our spirit of adventure so that we can really feel recharged in this life, excited in this life? So, what I'd like to invite you to do at this point is to set an intention, to think about, in the weeks ahead. So we're coming up on the solstice, and then we're going to have our new moon. And that new moon is just a few days after the solstice. So between now and the solstice, between now and the new moon, what is really longing within you to be played with? What spark or spirit of adventure is inviting you in? What is your most joyful path that you could take over the next few weeks? That would be what I might consider for your intention. And, for setting your intentions, I just suggest using a phrase such as, I'm ready to, in the coming weeks, I will, like something that really solidifies for yourself, really paints the picture of what you want for you. So I'm going to take some moments here to write my own intention in my journal, and then we'll go into a time of energy clearing. But for right now, again, what spirit of adventure are you calling in? What option do you want to pursue? What's on the table for you right now that really excites you and makes you want to feel alive? What's coming to fruition in your world right now that you want to call in and anchor? So go ahead and take some moments here to jot any ideas down. Is anyone else's cats like absolutely crazy right now? It's usually like every full moon, but it feels a little extra right now. And as always, feel free to share your intentions in the chat if you want to. Otherwise, you can always DM me. No one is ever required to step out of the broom closet. Okay. So continue to write down any intentions that you want to call forth. But as you are sitting with what you want to call in, you're looking at what's ahead. You might immediately begin to notice some what I call blips, some little voices that say, no, I can't do that. That's not for me. So just paying attention to anything that negates your will, that negates your dream here. And that's what we're going to lovingly let go of. Dory says, I'm inviting more play into my life and my business in the coming weeks. Beautiful. Yes, now is the time to play. My intention is I'm getting ready to birth my next book, baby. The cover's being worked on right now, and I'm going to be going into next and final edits in the next couple of weeks. It's an exciting time for our creativity, for our play, to bring that into our work and what we want to be and do in the world. It's a great time for that. But just noticing here, anything that feels stuck, anything that feels sticky, stagnant as you breathe. Maybe you're still journaling, writing down intentions, but just breathing and being here. What are you ready to let go of? What is now ready to be released? Released, so that you can step into this next level of play, of enjoyment, of fun and creativity. Letting go of tension in your body, maybe letting go of tension in your jaw or shoulders, in your stomach, in your hips. Letting go of any distracting emotions here in this moment that are trying to pull you down. Letting go of any thoughts that are trying to pull you away from manifesting the beautiful things that you're here to manifest, to play with in this present energy. Releasing, allowing a softening in your body, a softening in your energy and your emotions, a softening in your mind. As you lovingly let go of anything that's no longer right for you, any emotions in this moment that you realize are just passing clouds, that there is no real attachment to them. We're not letting go of anything that you really need to work with. We're not letting go of anything that's meant for you. We're just letting go of those temporary distractions, those things that aren't really that deep. We've just gotten tangled up in them. Breathing and calling yourself home. Exhaling, letting go of anything that's not you. And an invitation to just maybe shake out the limbs a little bit if that feels good to do so. You could sweep the aura. You can do whatever feels right for you to just release anything ready to go. So we're going to move towards a time of meditation, visualization here. I got this little cup for my birthday. How cute, because I need to have lids so that my cat does not drink my water. It's perfect. Anyway, we're in the energy of play as we move into this. And as always, you get to receive this guided meditation, potentially activation, however is right for you. So you can have your eyes opened or closed. You can journal, you can doodle, you can get up and dance, you can lay down, whatever you need. But just remember that your experience in this is your own and you do not have to attach to anything that I say. But we're going to go on a little adventure if you'll join me. So I'll just invite you to drop down into the body through the vehicle of the breath. Whether the eyes are opened or closed, just allowing yourself to consciously be with the flow of the breath. Following the path of the cool inhale and the warm exhale. Feeling your body in this present moment, feeling any contact you have with a seat or a bed, your feet on the floor if you are standing or if you have your feet on the floor. Just again, noticing your points of contact, those anchor points into the earth. And then we'll gently drop down out of the thinking mind into the heart space, allowing the breath to drift us down like a stone, settling in the open space of our heart. And from here, I invite you to just imagine either a recent loving moment where you felt like you were having fun or playing. And if no clear memory comes to mind, imagine yourself playing with a kitten or a puppy or your favorite baby animal. Just inviting in a playful spirit here, layered with unconditional love. Opening up, expanding into that love. And as you tune into this energy, a portal begins to open from within your heart space, revealing beyond a dense, foresty jungle. And as you feel called and ready, you're invited to step through this portal into this incredible, vast jungle forest. The trees are so magnificent, so large, so interconnected. You can see root systems and canopies, barely any light above head visible, even though there's this energy, this full moon energy here. Just begin to look around this forest. There's enough space for you to land here. And you immediately have the sense that you are surrounded by centaur energy, the presence of centaurs. And a centaur guide steps forward from within the forest to greet you. Take a moment to notice who's arrived, to invite them in. And if no distinct guide makes themselves known, my centaur friend Chara volunteers to be there with you. Just noticing, greeting whoever's here. And then they invite you on an adventure, offering a hand, taking you with them however you choose to go. Be in relationship with your centaur friend here. If there's a deep bond, they might let you ride on their back respectfully. You might shapeshift yourself into a centaur or another being. Or you might walk along hand in hand with your centaur friend. Whatever is the vehicle, the mode for you to traverse the forest, just noticing that now as you begin to move, your centaur friend leading you into the dense trees. There are so many plants here you've never seen, never heard of. Plants outside of your wildest imaginings. You see and feel and sense critters in the canopy, down in the root systems, even within the trunks of the trees themselves, living in communion. The thrum of life is all around you. You can feel the spirit of the land around you and feel how being with it begins to spark your own fire within, your own connection to this vibrant, creative energy of life. Your centaur friend points out different features for you to see, to be in awe and wonder with. Little snapshots of beauty, of uniqueness, things that spark your imagination, that beg you to go deeper, to see how much creative potential is there for you. You journey deeper and deeper into this jungle forest until you can see ahead some smoke from a campfire. As you move ahead, you emerge into an idyllic little space for meditation, contemplation, integration. The space with a beautiful ritual campfire, perfectly built, a place for you to sit. And you see some rolled up scrolls, some paper or something sort of piled off to the side by the fire. And you and your centaur friend go in and find yourself comfortably here, standing or seated before the fire. And you feel drawn to a couple of these scrolls. Maybe taking an opportunity here to pick up one or two, maybe even three, to observe them. And at first, they're just paper. You unroll them, and they're sort of blank. But then as you hold them up, you observe them, one gets a little close to the fire, and all of a sudden, in a crackle of sparks and smoke, words or pictures begin to appear on the page, on the scroll. An opportunity, a path forward. Something that excites you, something that's calling to you. And maybe there are a few paths. Taking a moment here to see if there's more than one scroll you want to look at. What are your opportunities to play more? What are your opportunities to be more vibrantly alive? What are your opportunities to follow the path, to shoot the arrow of your goals and follow the trajectory all the way through to the goal point, to that bullseye ahead? What goals are calling to you now? These pictures made in flame showcase just options, opportunities, nothing set in stone. So, getting curious, what's possible for you? What could you play with? Seeing, sensing, knowing these possible paths forward. Taking a moment to share these scrolls with your centaur friend and asking them, do you have any wisdom for me about the path ahead? What wisdom does your soul need you to know, to remember right here, right now? Perhaps there is a clear path forward for you. Perhaps you're still mulling it over. There's no right or wrong here, no rush. But notice the illumination of the fire as you're grounded here in earth energy at the same time. Grounded here in earth energy with a centaur friend, opening to the fiery possibilities that lie before you. Infinite creative potential. What path lights you up the most? What path brings you the most joy? What way forward, what action lights your soul on fire in the best way possible? Can you say yes to it with your heart? Can you say yes to it with that flame within? Can you allow that flame to roar, to accept it, to take it in, to light it into a million sparks and allow your dreams to be cast to the heavens? Can you say yes to yourself right here, right now? Feel the support of your centaur friend. Feel the support of the earth, the air, the fire. Feel the support of all the cosmic forces, even those not present here. And feel the energy of gratitude radiating out, seeing if that can ripple down your limbs, to your fingertips, to your toes, to your scalp. Gratitude for the little beautiful moments of connection, for the opportunities to tune inward, to have an experience, to get curious, to play, to invite in more joy, more rapture, more potential, and more driven energy, driven flow towards those dreams and goals that feel so fun to us, so joy making. Gratitude for all of these things and more. So as you release these scrolls, maybe allowing them to be cast completely in the fire to be alchemized, maybe taking them with you, just feeling into what's right. It's time to move away from this ritual site and the fire magically tended to, is perfectly safe as you venture back into the deep jungle forest with your centaur friend. And once again, just being in the energy of curiosity. What other creatures might you see on the way out? What cool plants or little bugs? How tall do the trees go? How vast is the forest? Just allowing that energy of play and curiosity, even as you know you're leaving, knowing you can always come back. Making your way through the forest back to that entryway where you first came in and greeted your friend. So you arrive back at the portal to the heart, just saying thank you and goodbye to whatever centaur friend came forward for you. Thank you to Chara for supporting. And then as you're ready, fully emerging back into the body, stepping back through that portal of the heart. And if the eyes are closed, you can blink them open in your own time. Wiggle the fingers and toes either way. And take a moment to connect with your space. A nice twist and look around. So, I hope you had a beautiful journey into Centaur Land and that you were able to see some possibilities, some ways unfolding before you. Feel free to take a moment to jot down any notes. And as always, feel free to share in the chat or privately or not at all. But I'm going to go ahead and begin to draw our cards for this energy. I'm pulling tonight from Moonology Messages Oracle by Yasmin Boland. It's a very cool, simple deck. I like how it really just opens us up into the energies of the moment. All right. One more. There we go. All right. So again, feel free to write down any observations, any messages from your guides. Here's what the cards have to say. So this Sagittarius full moon, as I said, is inviting us into more play. It's also inviting us into deeper truth. Like, what is our truest path that we can take that lights us up completely from the inside, that creates this immense momentum forward, that vibrance of wanting to be alive? So here's some tips, some invitations, some reminders around that. One, we get to play in moon magic. We have the power to transform. We have the power to see through what we think is impossible, to make manifest things that we once only dreamed and were so far away that we thought they would always be a dream. We have the capacity to transform each and every moment. And I feel that invitation here, this invitation to create in our own way, to create what is authentic and true to us. And that's not how the collective does it. That's part of the transformation, is moving away from what's considered dominant culture, what's considered proper, what's considered right, what's considered typical, what's considered normal, into the transformation of just simply who we are and what we're here to be. So that is something that's really calling to us right now, is the capacity to transform. And part of what we need to do is we need to feel our feelings, howl at the moon, process our feelings. As I mentioned at the very beginning of today, tuning into the energy and what a lot of people are experiencing right now. I know so many of us are going through really tough times personally. And then we look out collectively. I live in the United States, so there's some things happening here right now. And many people that I know, many people that I love, many people that I know are watching this right now are deeply impacted by those things that are happening outside of our family systems, outside of our communities, so in some cases in our communities, but in many cases not. And we have to feel our feelings about it. We have to allow ourselves to process whatever is arising so that we can keep moving forward. And this Sagittarius energy really invites us to play. And that fire energy gives us the capacity to cleanse. So to feel the feelings can be to cleanse them. And we're really being reminded right now that we need to have strength. We need to have strength in ourselves to hold our ground, to stand in that possible future that we're calling in for ourselves. We need to have the strength to pursue our dreams and to actually do what we're meant to do. It takes immense strength to stand in the power of our dreams, to be authentic, to allow that transformation to unfold, and for us to continue to step up and into who we really are and who we're here to be, right? It is challenging to be ourselves in a world that wants us to play small, but we have to have the strength. That is so much of what's calling for the collective now, is just the strength to be who we are and to be here in the fullness, and the glory and the truth of that. We are all beautifully unique creatures, and that deserves to be celebrated. So I hope you will play. You will be in the energy of play and allow yourself to be in the shifting energies of, what's here. It's a lot. It's a lot what's here. But when we are open to play with it, when we're like, you know what? I can't even begin to imagine what the outcome's going to be. How can I move towards it being the most fun, joyful outcome possible? What can I contribute to this that is going to help co-create more joy, possibility, play, fun, etc.? Like, that's my invitation to you. How can you keep your options open to more play without getting yourself in a state of overwhelm? That's another thing to think about here. So I love you all so much. I know it's not an easy time to be human, but we're here and we're doing the thing together. And as always, I'm here every new moon, every full moon, which is approximately every 2 weeks, here to be in the energy with you. If you want to follow along, you want to make sure you never miss one of these, you can sign up for reminders at livinglunas.com/moon, and you will get an email reminder letting you know when I will be live, as well as the link to go watch the replay if you're not able to make it live. So please feel free to use that so that you can always stay in tune with the moon, because that's what this is all about. And as always, there's no expectation, but if you have the means and desire to do so, donations are so appreciated. I want to make sure that these events are free for as long as humanly possible, hopefully for my own foreseeable future, because I love being here and connecting with you all in this way. But if you have the means and desire, livinglunas.com/donate. And finally, I just want to pitch my Substack here, because that's where I am really feeling the most vibrantly aligned with writing and sharing my perspectives at this point in time in the intersection of where we find ourselves with social media. So if you're on Substack or you want to be on Substack, there's a lot of great content over there and a lot of wonderful people to follow. But I'd love if you'd give me a follow there. I am at Queer Spirit Guide on Substack. I post a lot of free content and aim to keep a lot of my content free. And then there are exclusive paid content pieces as well, especially sneaky peeky behind the scenes stuff for my novels and such. So if you're interested in that, please go check that Substack out. And otherwise, again, I love you all so much. I'm in this with you. We're doing our best, and that's all we can do. So please love yourself as much as you humanly can and play as much as you humanly can, because pleasure activism is more important than ever. Our joy is the most beautiful act of activism we can possibly do. So treat yourself the way that you want everyone in the world to be treated. That's the radical work. So I love you. I see you. I believe in you, and I'm cheering you on. As always, until next time, I'm Safrianna Lughna. Bye for now.